Daniel is left alone. The men with him feel the terror and run, even though they never see the vision. Daniel stays there with no strength left in him, his face deathly pale, and his body collapsed to the ground. Then a hand touches him. God has more to say, and Daniel has to be lifted enough to hear it. Good day, Grace Keepers. My name is Joe, and this is Daily Dose of God. Welcome. Make sure you stay with me until the very end of today's study. We're going to look at what happens when the weight of a situation completely empties you of your human strength. And we're going to talk about how God steps in to sustain us, just so we can take the next step. Okay, pull up a chair. It's time to get to work. We're going to read Daniel 10, 7 through 11. I, Daniel, was the only one who saw the vision. Those who were with me did not see it. But such terror overwhelmed them that they fled and hid themselves. So I was left alone, gazing at this great vision. I had no strength left. My face turned deathly pale, and I was helpless. Then I heard him speaking, and as I listened to him, I fell into a deep sleep, my face to the ground. A hand touched me and set me trembling on my hands and knees. He said, Daniel, you are highly esteemed. Consider carefully the words I am about to speak to you, and stand up, for I have now been sent to you. And when he said this to me, I stood up, trembling. Daniel is still by the Tigris River, and the men who came with him are nearby. Daniel sees the vision, but they do not. The men nearby remain blind to the vision itself, yet they feel the sudden terror of what's happening, and they run away to hide. Their intense fear helps us understand the kind of moment Daniel is in. Whatever is happening beside the Tigris touches far more than just Daniel's eyes. Daniel's left there alone. His strength leaves him. His face turns pale. His body completely gives out under the weight of what God is revealing to him. Then he hears the voice speaking, and as he listens, he falls into a deep sleep with his face to the ground. He's reached the absolute limit of his own capacity. And then, of course, a hand touches him, and the touch shows God's mercy right before the message continues. Daniel comes up onto his own hands and knees, still trembling, receiving exactly what he needs to take in the words. The messenger speaks to him directly and calls him highly esteemed. This means the message begins with an absolute reassurance. Daniel is being strengthened and addressed with honor before he's asked to listen to what comes next. He tells Daniel to pay attention to what he's about to say and stand up. That helps us understand the heart of this passage. God is revealing serious things to Daniel, but he's also caring for Daniel while he reveals them. The vision is heavy, the message is bigger than Daniel, and the strength to receive it comes from God. Daniel 10 is moving us from the vision itself into the conflict behind the delay. Daniel has been praying and mourning for 3 weeks, and now we're about to learn that the delay was connected to realities hidden from human sight. This is where Daniel 10 starts showing the unseen side of prophecy. Daniel has been here before in a different way. In Daniel 9, while he was praying, Gabriel came to him with a message about the 77s. Daniel was still in prayer when that answer came. Now, here in Daniel 10, Daniel is overwhelmed again, touched again, and strengthened again, before more prophecy is explained to him. That prepares us for Daniel 11, when the message moves from Daniel's prayer room into the pressure God's people will face under future rulers. Daniel 10 lets us know that A profound spiritual conflict drives these events, far outlasting earthly politics or power or human decisions. The delay Daniel experienced had a spiritual conflict behind it, and that helps us read the next prophecy with clear eyes. Daniel is strengthened here so he can keep receiving what God is about to show him. The next part of the message is going to explain the delay. Then it will carry Daniel into one of the most detailed prophecies in the book. To prepare him for all of that, God lifts him enough to keep listening. Some of you know what it feels like to be completely drained. You've prayed, waited, cried, tried, and now you're tired in a way that's hard to explain to anyone. Maybe you're still doing what has to be done every day, but inside you feel like you're running on fumes. That is where this part of Daniel touches real life. Sometimes the first thing we need is strength. We need God to steady us enough to face what's next. So if that's where you are today, I want you to know that you can bring that honestly to God. You can tell him exactly where your human limits are. Daniel is on his feet, but he's still trembling. He was entirely drained of his own ability, and God gave him the exact strength he needed to hear the message. I know what it's like to hit a wall and need God to step in just so I can do the work in front of me. Every time I sit down to write these studies and edit these videos, I try to pray first. I ask God to take over and to help me share exactly what I've learned. But life gets busy, and sometimes I just jump straight into the work and forget to pray. When I do that, nothing goes right. I'll sit at my desk getting frustrated, and then I realize what I missed. I put a complete pause on the work. I sit back, take a deep breath, and just talk to God. Every single time I do that, the frustration lifts and the work gets significantly better. It gives me the strength to do what I could not force on my own. So here's my question for you today. What is a daily task or specific responsibility you have where you have to stop, step back, and ask God for that extra bit of strength or clarity to get it done? Tell me down in the comments. Tomorrow we're going to hear the reason why Daniel's answer was delayed for 3 weeks. And we're going to look at the reality of war in the heavens. If this study is helping you, please go ahead and hit that like button, share it with someone who needs that exact reminder of God's strength, and subscribe so you can keep walking through Daniel with us. The Daniel 10 Study Guide Workbook is linked in the pinned comment, and it's down in the description. So make sure you grab that. Thank you all for being here. God bless you and yours. And I can't wait to see you here tomorrow for another dose. Have a great day, folks.